Hey everybody, welcome back to Airsoftology Mondays, the show that answers your questions, helps you out in a pinch, and also has a very different room. You might hear and look a little different. I'm actually in the showroom here at VFC, Vegaforce Company, getting ready to do some reviews, and I figured why not film the Mondays video here as well. I want to show you guys a real quick sneak peek of what we got coming up, which is the cool part of some reviews here on the channel, but I want to talk about a few things first. I'm going to show you all 4 of the very new and sometimes re-released items that are coming out. So first off, don't forget the web store. I've got patches in stock right now. I got the tactical corgis, the Chinese New Year ones. There's 2 versions, a male and female, and some other stuff that support the show. Also, I'm heading to IWA. If you guys don't know what IWA or IWA is, I mentioned it last week. It is the big show in Germany, Nuremberg, Germany, no less, about airsoft firearms and air guns. So all of the European and international exhibitors are going to be there, including a lot of booths that you did not see at SHOT Show. I'll be continuing coverage of that, so you guys are going to see all the cool stuff from Germany, and I'll be doing some vlogging there too. I want to kind of show you guys a little something. Since it's my first time in Germany, especially Nuremberg, I want to kind of get some behind the scenes and of course vlogging from the show. So if you guys haven't mashed that sub button, definitely do it. Also, real quick, what we got coming up on the channel, here's your review items. HK45CT, this is one coming up here. And by the way, I've got all these things just tucked in my pockets off camera. Coming up in this one, the VP9 has been out in Europe for 2 years, in Asia, but this is finally dropping here very shortly, I hope in the United States. We're gonna see this thing this year, finally. So we'll be doing a full review on that. Also reaching into this back pocket. Right now, Asia market only. This one's a brand new one, just dropped here. It's actually coming out maybe right after this show in a few weeks. This is the USP from VFC. These are all VFC guns, by the way. The full USP, it's a very classic gun, but the first time they've ever made one. And then, of course, to hark this guy in, since we saw it at SHOT Show, this one, I'm going to be doing a light AEG version of this, but this is the GBBR version of the HK416A5, the new style that you're looking for. It is gas blowback. It is it. It's got the integrated sights. I'll be talking all about this guy. It does come in 2 colors. Got the bronze here and also in black. So that's what's coming up in the channel. But enough of me showing what you guys, a little sneak peek since you guys are such loyal fans here on the Monday show. Let's talk about what you're really here for, and that is your questions in the Tippmann mail call. Team Aries writes, what season is your favorite to play airsoft? And to the real question, what is your favorite gun in airsoft? Well, I'm going to disappoint you with the favorite gun question first. I don't have one. There are too many awesome guns, and I know that's such a cop-out excuse. It just really depends on where I'm going to play. I probably have 2 or 3 that I love for each style play. I will say for a pistol, right now I'm really loving the HK45. That probably is one of the best shooting pistols I've shot out there. However, I've just picked up a VP9, and it is very quickly becoming my favorite on that. It's kind of like inheriting the top spot. I've actually got mine pretty customized too. So I think from gas blowback pistols, that's going to be it. For AEGs, my classic 416, I've had it for like, it's a 2012, so a long time. It's been rebuilt a few times. It's been through the dirt and the grime and everything in a lot of games. I think it's probably one of my favorites right now, but there's so many others. My Evo by ASG, the Scorpion Evo. Golly, the ARP9 from G&G is pretty freaking awesome for CQB if you're gonna be playing like close up. I like the Evo for outdoors, even though it's short. I don't know, just too many cool guns to talk about there. But you're talking about the favorite season. This is super simple. I love the fall time. The fall is my favorite time to go play airsoft. It's cool, it's crisp, the weather's shifting, the leaves are coming down, multicam works much better in that time, at least where I'm originally from. I like the cool weather so I don't sweat like crazy. The spring is similar, but I don't know, like the bugs seem to be coming out. It seems to be a lot worse. Fall time is definitely it. But I'm curious, what's your favorite season? I want to know you guys too. Let me know. Is it winter, spring, summer, fall? I do like the cold games. Sometimes the guns don't hold up, and especially no GBBRs for that. But let me know what you guys are on what your favorite season is to play airsoft in. Freedom762 writes, I think airsoft's affected by this, even YouTube channels, so apparently my team's airsoft channel got terminated because of YouTube's bots. So this is in discussion to last week. We were talking about gun control and would it have impact on airsoft channels? And as I had already put the video up, like the very next day, airsoft channels, airgun channels, and also firearms channels started getting copyright strikes and actually channels terminated, like totally taken off YouTube. And they were going through and finding old videos. So if you guys don't know how YouTube works, if you violate something, if I make a mistake and I put up someone else's content, well, not a mistake, I do something intentional, put up somebody else's content, or I put up something really terrible, like horrible stuff that you see from like terrorist organizations and things like that, you're gonna get a copyright strike or some sort of strike, a community strike, where you violate the terms of YouTube. First strike, kind of like a, hey, don't do it again. Second strike, I think you're off YouTube for 2 weeks, or you can't post a video for 2 weeks. Third strike, your channel is gone. Well, these people were getting strikes on old videos. So instead of a new video going up and getting a warning, they were going through and finding old ones, and boop, 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 like people would log in the next morning, they'd have 3 strikes overnight, and their channel is toast. It was terrible. Actually, if you guys noticed, I didn't upload anything last week after the Mondays video. I put it on pause myself. I was very nervous. Some people were getting the copyright strikes after their videos money was taken away, where they couldn't run advertisements. They're like, hey, this video is safe. I want you to review it to make sure it's safe, which is a process on YouTube. And on review, boom, strike. And a lot of times people will go through and do a bunch of those, like, all right, review all these, and it was strike, 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 channel gone. From what I understand, they did a big announcement. They actually talked to Bloomberg News and said there were some, they said it was inadvertent or mistaken was the words they used, YouTube did. But in reality, I think some of, this is my personal thought, some of their moderators, if you read the article in Bloomberg, and I'll put a link below if you guys want to read about what their response was. They said their moderators kind of interpreted their rules in their own way and had these channels, and they said they were re-educating these moderators. So I have a feeling that some people that were working for YouTube to look at these channels and do these things, really actually physically go in by hand and review, were maybe applying their own interpretation of what was family friendly and what was safe and what was acceptable and what they're considering is violent, dangerous, and horrible for people. So yes, this was a real thing, very real happened. And I see that Freedom 762 did. I hope that channel is reinstated. If it hasn't been, you definitely want to reach out to YouTube's community. They will reinstate you. I've seen all the channels that had strikes and all that have been brought back as far as I know right now. So good luck on that, but it does make you a little nervous being an airsoft channel on YouTube these days. And I want to know what your guys' thoughts on this too. You think it's a little heavy-handed? Do you think YouTube kind of interpreted, or at least the people working at YouTube interpreted the rules in their own way? Or do you think it was just automatic and a really big mistake and they're really sorry about it? I want to know your thoughts in the comment section below. Stacy Schmoist writes, hey, what can happen if you don't grease your CO2 gun? I didn't, and now when I pull the trigger, the hammer does not move. Is there any way to fix this? So with the question, we're talking about the Elite Force M92A1, so the Beretta, the actual licensed Beretta from Elite Force or Umarex here in the worldwide, Elite Force in the United States. So yes, CO2 guns do need to be lubricated and maintained. Most CO2 cartridges do not have lubrication. I think the only one that actually does put a little in every single cartridge is actually Elite Force. If you buy the Umarex brand CO2 cartridges, they have a little bit of lubrication in there, which will help maintain your air pistol and airsoft gun. Also, ASG has regular cartridges and then also a maintenance cartridge, which has lubrication that says to run every 10 times you go through the other one. I think it's 10 times. It's on the box. So you buy a pack of those and you run it every so many times. You go regular, 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 and then you run one of these through and it maintains your gun for you. I think both of those are fantastic solutions. If you're using any other brand, like Crossman, for example, those do not have lubrication, so you're gonna wanna pick up either the better cartridges, like the Umarex ones, or get the ones from ASG that are actually the maintenance cartridges. I believe the box has green highlighting on it. They haven't changed the packaging on that. Now, as for your other issue, I don't think they are related. Yes, you need to maintain your gun, but it sounds like the trigger spring or part of the hammer linkage. So like the trigger's here, and then there's a little bit that goes back and it pushes the hammer and it goes back and there's some springs involved in there. It sounds like you either have a spring that is popped out of its slot and it's just kind of sitting in there, so when you pull the trigger, nothing happens, or the spring has broke. If this is under warranty time, I would definitely say reach out to Elite Force in the United States and have them, I reach out to them, see if they can get you a repair done. If that's, I think, on those pistols, 60 days. I do recall, I think it's a warranty on pistols. Do not quote me on that. Please check from date of purchase. If it's beyond that, you might want to look around for parts. Elite Force is pretty darn good at keeping part stocking for most of their guns. So give them a reach out. It's going to be Elite Force Airsoft. Just type in Elite Force Airsoft in Google. You'll find them. Or Umarex USA, I think, will also get you to the same rough customer service, and you can click on Airsoft and get you there. Hope that helps out. And if anybody else has that problem, I hope this guy helped you guys and gals out a little bit on pistol maintenance for CO2. Mr. Awesome writes, how much money does it cost to go to a MilSim event? Depends on the event and how far you are from it. Most MilSim events, if we're going to talk national, like American MilSim, we're going to talk MilSim West, we're going to talk Lion Claws, we're going to talk something at that level. You're looking almost $200, typically about 150 to about 220, 230 US dollars to attend the event. Prices vary based on the event, how much it costs that promoter to secure that site, and all the extras they put in with it. So yes, there is going to be a pretty big cost to that. Then it's how far you're going to travel. I mean, if it's in your backyard, it's you and some buddies get together and get some gas and go there, and you can go home at night and crash out. Or if it's MilSim West, you're gonna sleep in the woods anyway, so no need for a hotel. If you are traveling across the United States or to another country for that matter, it's the airfare, it's the hotel and all that. To give you an idea, when I go and travel for MilSim events, I usually budget around 1,000 US dollars. That is very expensive, I know. By the time I buy the gear and stuff I need, a few extra things, typically I'm gonna want some other stuff because depending on whatever the game is, the travel to get there, usually I'm flying because it's West Coast, East Coast, something like that, hotel room or someplace to stay. I'm usually somewhere in that $1,000 range when everything's done. Sometimes I can do it for like $500 or $600. You can do it a lot cheaper than that if you get your buddies together and go in and share rooms and do all those kind of things. Or you just camp out there on site. That's always free on most of these events if the site does allow camping out. So it does vary, budget between a few $100s and all the way up. If it's a regional MilSim event, you can pay $80 for the ticket, sometimes $60 for the ticket, and sometimes they'll have camping. You can go very cheap. You can get away with well under $200 to go to that event, including some BBs and some things like that. So I hope that gives you an idea, and really it's basically, like I said, how far you're gonna travel to go to the event, and if it's a national event or not, a regional one. All right, guys, that's it for questions this week, which means it is time for the Code Red Headsets video recommendation of the week. And this one comes from you guys. Chris White, actually, he wanted to suggest another channel here, and it's Airsoft Alfonse. And actually, I was just introduced to Airsoft Alfonse in one of the groups I'm in on Facebook, started watching the videos, and I had to show you this one. This was actually a rooftop battle video here. It's one of his highest views videos. Really good action. I'm very impressed with the production quality. And again, always surprising that I haven't hit the sub button on some of these channels that you guys recommend. It's like, I even know the guy and I hadn't hit the sub channel, at least know him through this group I'm in. I hadn't hit the sub button on it, and I'm just like, why haven't I done it? I've watched some videos, of course, they pop up my recommendation, but I've never mashed that sub button. I'm really glad I did. You're glad you brought this to my attention. Of course, I did hit the sub button. Like always, everything I recommend for you is something that I love here too. So if you guys like what you see here on the screen, go over, check out Airsoft Alfonse's channel, check out the video. If you like it, leave a comment below the video and let him know I sent you over there. Well, guys and gals, that is it for this week. Remember, next week will be Germany, Nuremberg, the show. IWA is Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. I will do something interesting next Monday. It might not be a traditional Monday show, but there'll be something on Monday. Maybe live. Maybe do something live from there. We may do some vlog style stuff for you. I don't know. We're going to figure something out. There'll be something cool next Monday. So make sure you smash the sub button over here too if you guys haven't done already. I'd love to have you as part of the Airsoftology family. It is your community in the comment section. Remember, it's up to you guys. It's your questions that I answer. Vote up your favorites every single week. Recommend videos you find on YouTube that I can share with the rest of the world out here. And again, as always, thank you so much for watching. Until next week, go out, play some Airsoft, have some fun. But no matter what you do, call your freaking hits.